Welcome to Saints on Cinema. I am Tim Wild.
I'm Josh Edlow.
And as enthusiastic as we are to be here tonight, we've had a couple of fan requests to do some Revelations episodes on two movies that Josh and I were kind of hoping didn't get brought up because we didn't really care about responding. Usually when we do these Revelation episodes, it's a movie that we catch the trailer. Either it's been out for a little bit and we just haven't watched it, or we tell each other don't watch it till we can record our reactions to it. But this one, these ones we both happen to see because we saw movies opening weekend the last couple of nights. What did we see? Oh, Ant-Man. We saw Ant-Man and we did our reviews of those, obviously. And so now we were exposed to these trailers, and so we didn't do a reaction to them, but it's been requested that people want to know what our thoughts were. So I don't even know the names of the movies. The first one is
a house with a clock in
House with walls.
A house with a clock in its walls.
A clock in its walls? Is that really the name?
Yes.
A house with a clock in its walls.
The house with a clock in its walls. Not just any house. The house.
The house with a clock in its walls. All right, so here we go. Just to remind us of what we had no interest in the first place, Josh and I are going to watch the trailer right now. 1, 2, 3.
Last stop. Lewis? I'm your Uncle Jonathan.
Are you wearing a robe?
It's a kimono. Here we are. Home sweet home.
You're Lewis, I presume. How was your trip?
This old hag is my neighbor.
I'm relieved to see you didn't inherit your uncle's freakishly oversized head.
My God, did that withered purple skeleton just speak? You'll see, it's quite different here. Have a look around. You're perfectly safe.
That's safe.
As long as it's fed. Do you know what a warlock is, Lewis?
A boy witch.
I think they're a little more than boy witches.
Are you saying that you're a warlock? Please teach me, please, please.
Okay, have it your way. I can give you the right books, teach you the right spells, but that last 1%, that's up to you.
I don't want the creepy little runt. Think I want him? Lucky shot.
You've told Lewis everything?
Well, not everything.
Do you hear the ticking?
This house used to be owned by another warlock.
He's very wicked, very powerful.
He left a hidden clock in the walls. We don't know what it does, except something horrible. Three gongs. Last time it was 4. What happens when it gets down to 1?
Nothing good, that's for certain.
We have to destroy the clock. So creepy.
You can't do this alone. I can help you. You want to see some real magic? I'll show you.
Shall we?
God, I hate pumpkins.
Did you see that?
Well, there we have.
So do you want to go first, or would you like me to go first?
I'm so sorry. We already started. There we are. I have to look at the name again. The house with clocks in the walls and everywhere else, apparently.
But
So
we know why.
basically-
We know why it's called House with a Clock in its Walls, because it's about a house with a clock in its walls.
Wow, that's engaging and intriguing, and I just can't wait to see the movie.
It's deep. It's
Yeah.
deep.
So basically, we have the creative mind of and the visionary style of whoever made Series of Unfortunate Events,
Or
taking
Goosebumps.
the movie What's that?
Or it reminded me a lot of the most recent Goosebumps movie, which is interesting since I think there's a Goosebumps 2 coming out around Halloween. But it looked very similar. Like when I first saw it the first time, I thought, is this Goosebumps 2? And then I realized it was not. It was a house with a clock in its walls.
Well, I thought it was the Breeders of Lemony Snicket's taking the location from the cartoon movie Monster House and doing a haunted mansion kind of story, the movie with Eddie Murphy. And there's nothing in there that was amusing to me. It's a little kid movie, and I love kid movies. That's not a downgrade or anything I'm saying. It has nothing that captured my interest.
So I struggle with Jack Black movies, and the reason is because some of them are, well, one of them is really good. School of Rock was great, but like,
I thought you were going to say Jumanji.
Huh?
I thought you were going to say Jumanji.
Oh yeah, he was good in Jumanji as well. Yeah, but that's not really a Jack Black movie per se. He's there with The Rock and Kevin Hart and him put together. But as far as a Jack Black only type movie, School of Rock was great. He was pretty good in Goosebumps. So it's kind of hit or miss for me. I don't see anything particular that's super intriguing. But I would tell you that my kids are going to want to see it. I'm sure we will. And
you can do a lone review after that, because I'm not going to see it.
Ever?
It's not what I'm going to buy unless you tell me it's like so bad we really need to discuss it and do a review. I really don't see that happening. It's not the kind of movie that my kids would be like, oh, let's go see this movie. Well, actually they may, because they love the Goosebumps movie, so I don't know. Yeah,
this reminded me, I bet they will, because if they like Goosebumps, this had a lot of the same feel to it as that. So,
but they usually go, if they have their mom, they have those movies at their mom's house, and she watches that kind of stuff with them. I can't get them to watch, superhero movies or Star Wars movies or anything good. So I don't know. I don't think they're going to plague me with this one.
Or Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures, apparently.
They wouldn't sit through Bill and Ted. I tried. I'm a terrible father. I'm not the inspirational influence I want to be. Anyways, there's not much else to really say about it. Is this from a book or anything?
Yeah, from what I understand, it is a book. I did a little bit of reading in preparation for this. Very little bit of reading, and
there's very little preparation needed.
Yeah, and the very little bit of reading I said was, it looks like this might be a pretty significant departure from the book, but I don't know. I've never read it or heard of it.
So it's a book that most likely not many people really care about to defend, and there's a concern that it was a departure from the book.
I know that
that no one's going to care about or defend.
I know that I am really worried about what will happen when the clock dings once.
You're so scared. It's the same thing. That was the timeline the countdown or whatever going on in Haunted Mansion, and we already have Haunted Mansion. There's nothing new I want to see in that. Anyway, sorry for what.
Well, you got to say though, Haunted Mansion was a big letdown for me.
Not me.
Not you? You liked it?
I didn't mind it. I didn't hate it. I mean, I saw it and I was like, it was okay. And it has Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy's hilarious in it. And it had not Terrence Stamp. What's his name? Is it Terrence Stamp?
I don't know. I've tried to block it from my memory.
Yeah, Terrence Stamp. Yeah, the guy that played Jor-El. Or not Jor-El. Oh my gosh. Slaughtering my Superman knowledge, but the guy that played General Zod in the Christopher Reeves movies, and he was Supreme Chancellor Valorum in episode 1. Anyway, he's a fantastic villain, very good character. Anyway.
Yeah, so it wasn't a good movie, and
it wasn't a great movie, but I wasn't. It wasn't like an offense to me like a lot of other movies. Like this one seems like it'll be.
I don't think this one will be as big of an offense as Haunted Mansion, and the reason is I say that is because Haunted Mansion came out right after Pirates of the Caribbean, which was a fantastic movie based on the ride. And so I was thinking, oh man, if they're going to do a movie about the Haunted Mansion, which is one of my favorite rides at Disneyland as well, then I was going to be really excited about that. And they did not do a great job with it as they did with Pirates.
They made it a goofy kiddie movie, which it shouldn't have been. There's a lot of mystery and the murder stuff, and there was a lot of good content from the ride that could have been incorporated into the movie. But again, that all that was comparing it to Pirates of the Caribbean, which I did as well. I didn't go away from it just like, oh, that was a terrible movie because it wasn't as good. I was like, that was a completely different take on the ride than I would have expected, and it was funny though. I thought it was okay. I thought the effects were still fun. They threw in the cameos of all the characters that you wanted to see, well, I wanted to see, and I was like, it was a dumb plot, but I mean, it's Haunted Mansion. What are they gonna do without making it a really tense, scary movie? This one just seems like it's just trying to recreate a formula, base it on a book, and yeah, I don't care. I have no interest in it. So let's do this. I will see it. I'll sit through it. If you go and see it and you determine that it's better than Haunted Mansion, then we will do a video and compare and argue that. How about that?
Got it. So I've got to spend my money to convince you whether you're going to spend your money. Is that what we're saying?
You said you're gonna. If you don't go see it, then we're fine. But if your kids drag you to it.
All right, touche. No, that's fine. I'm sure this is one that they're going to want to see, so we'll probably go and see it, or we'll wait till it comes out on Blu-ray or something and watch it.
Or you're going to not buy it?
That's
a Redbox movie as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe I'll wait for other YouTubers to review it before I make that decision.
You're gonna fight off your kids. All right. Well, I'll let you determine that based on if your kids make you see it. I really don't see my kids making me go see it, but anyway, that's what we'll do. In the meantime, we have another crappy movie that we have no interest in seeing that we need to talk about, The Nutcracker. And I thought this was the exact same trailer playing again, and then I was like, oh, this is Alice in Wonderland again, and then it wasn't Alice in Wonderland. And then I saw the trailer all the way through, and I was like, it pretty much was Alice in Wonderland, and I didn't even watch the Alice in Wonderland. So we're going to talk about The Nutcracker. And I was like, oh, I recognize that music when I was playing the Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairies. I was like, oh, I know that song. And I was thinking of Fantasia, because that's how uncultured I am. But then I saw the trailer, and I was like, oh, this is dumb. Anyway, so let's watch that one to remind ourselves if there's anything interesting to say about that one. Did you have any thoughts before we go into this one about the Nutcracker Suite? Other than it's not so sweet?
No.
All right. Then the Nutcracker.
1, 2.
Okay.
3.
It's Christmas Eve. A time of mystery.
Strings.
Expectations. Who knows what might happen?
Time has come.
All right. So I just have a couple of things to say, but you go first.
Morgan Freeman's in it.
Yeah. I
mean,
think Morgan Freeman's good.
So a couple of things. First of all, one, I did not realize that this is an actual book. So there's that. So that makes me not think it's going to be completely terrible. I like.
Made off of a book is not terrible.
No, I just think that usually.
Have you never seen the Book of Mormon movies?
True. But I mean, it's got good effects. It's Morgan Freeman and Keira Knightley are in it. Traditionally, I don't see Morgan Freeman ever really taking bad roles per se. So I think it's going to be better than Alice in Wonderland. It's from the makers of Beauty and the Beast and the Jungle Book, one of which you liked. So I mean, you won't maybe you won't completely hate it.
That's what I was about to say. That was not a selling point as soon as that came up on the screen. But I love the Jungle Book, and people don't like the Jungle Book as much. But yeah, Beauty and the Beast seemed like it was an attempt to fight for an Academy Award. The costumes that were all elaborate and everything, and getting some big stars, some big names in there to bring a dramatic take on these characters from these fairy tales. And it didn't sell me on Beauty and the Beast because they tried to get creative with their twists on the story. And as far as I'm concerned, they've ruined the story, and we're going to talk about that sometime. But that's all this felt like. It felt like through the effects and everything that were not consistent. They weren't good. Most of them were good, but the toy soldiers coming down the steps looked bad. It didn't look very appealing. I love Keira Knightley. I love Morgan Freeman. So I don't know. It looks okay, but I didn't see Oz. I can't compare it to that. I didn't have any interest in seeing those movies. I didn't even see.
You didn't see Oz?
No.
What? Why?
I don't know. It didn't appeal to me. I've already seen really good Wizard of Oz movies, like the Wizard of Oz original movie.
Okay, all right.
It looked all Tim Burton-y and stupid, and I didn't like James Franco in that role.
That was a good movie. I liked it. I mean, look, here's the thing. I would say this movie does not seem like it's necessarily my cup of tea, although it does look very artsy, and I'm all into the artsy fartsy occasionally, so that's nice. But it's got nice imagery. I mean, I put my trust in Disney typically. So this will probably be one that I think my wife will like. So I'm sure I'll go with her to see that. We'll probably take my girls at least. I think all my kids will probably want to go see it because they want to see everything. So there's that. I
think I've been let down by Disney a few times, especially with these live action creations of fairy tale movies. Maleficent, Beauty and the Beast, Jungle Book was okay. It was good. It was really good. I actually really liked it. Yeah,
I mean, I can understand that, but I mean, most of us enjoy entertainment. So, I mean, there's that. But we'll leave that be. This isn't like a live action on a cartoon, really. I mean, The Nutcracker and the Four Realms is not a cartoon, as I understand it. It's a complete adaptation of a book. So, I mean, it's not going to ruin your childhood or anything like that.
I've never said any of those ruined my childhood. It's just they really let me down because I was really excited about both of them.
Yeah, I think that this one is one where my expectations are not huge. They're not really high. So I think that there's nowhere to go but up. Like I said, I love the imagery. I think it's going to be really good. I think it's going to be one that you're definitely going to want to see on the big screen because of the imagery and the sound. But I don't know. It's not something that like really excites me. Like, oh, the Nutcracker. So I've actually sat through the Nutcracker, and let me tell you, not excited.
You sat through the whole thing?
Yeah. We actually went and saw it in the theater when they did the original Nutcracker, did a movie of the Nutcracker, Disney did. And we went, and I was very unhappy with my life for 2 hours.
Have you ever sat through the Messiah?
No, I don't think so.
I could never sit through the whole Messiah. I could sing in the Messiah. I've sung in the Messiah in the choir like 3 times with the full orchestra and everything. It was really awesome. But I could never sit and listen to it because some of it's very, very slow. And if I'm not singing it, I'd be very disengaged. But anyway. Yeah, that's fun. Anything else you want to say about it? Because it could be great. It could be just what I saw in the trailer.
Like I said, the thing that gives me faith is that Morgan Freeman and Keira Knightley are both in them. which tells me that they're going to be probably pretty good. Morgan Freeman doesn't usually take bad roles.
No, but isn't Keira Knightley, isn't her character supposed to be like a little girl? Isn't that the story about a little girl?
Well, I don't know. I haven't read the book. I don't know.
No, I don't know. I thought it was a little girl, so it's like Keira Knightley playing like a 12-year-old. That's kind of weird.
Well, that would be kind of weird, but I thought there was a 12-year-old that was in it. We watched the trailer. There was a 12-year-old, and then there's Keira Knightley. So they're
I just saw the rats running around and Morgan Freeman, and I don't know. I was so disengaged in the trailer. Well, that's enough of this Revelations episode. I have no interest in seeing these in the theater.
I would tell you I will probably see the Nutcracker in the theater. I think that one, just because the imagery is such that I think you need to see it in the theater. But I am more than a little excited about. I know this is crazy that a 37-year-old man is saying this, but I'm really excited to see Christopher Robin, and I'm actually really excited to see Mary Poppins Returns.
You know, after we did our review, I watched a recent video with Kevin Smith, and he talked about how he sees the billboard and he like watches the trailer. He's crying by watching those because he's just so in touch and so emotional about it. But he cries at a lot of things. But anyway, yeah, Kevin Smith feels the same way. So.
Well, right on.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry about the technical issues and lighting and everything. We couldn't get it working tonight, but we will be back and have things sorted out. Sorry, Josh didn't do his laundry, so we took a preparation day and didn't dress up. So whatever. Excuse our laziness tonight. Was just kind of anyway, issues. But until next time, I'm Tim Wild.
I'm Josh Edlow, and I look better than him.
That's true. I am pixelated and faded tonight. But in real life, I'm a very handsome guy.
I won't comment.
Okay. All right. Thanks for watching Saints on Cinema. We'll catch you next time.
If you desire to go vegetate, vacillate, terminate, go to the arcade. There your mind can find too many of excess of messes of destruction of mind. There the brain can go and mesmerize, immobilize, vaporize. Hey, vacant minds are fine. It's time annihilate. It's time subjugate. It's time immolate to slice those alien slime. Blasting through the atmosphere, biting up the stratosphere at speeds of light. You're ripe to have a fight. You fire east, west, north, and south. The foam is running from your mouth. You fire zip, zap. You're feeling oh so rough. The Martians try to get away. You fire your destructo ray. They dodge. Dead gum. They're turning back your way. They've got you on the run. It seems with their dead gum electro beams. You dodge, zip, zap. Too late. You're fried to cream.
You're burning out of time. Stick your bodies on the line. Quick and hard to show those blips. Who's boss? Need a board to save the world from more. Better than your mommy, quick, oh please.
Just one more.
Oh please.
I must score, oh please, oh please, oh please, oh please, oh please, oh please. You're about to get revenge right now. The Martians aren't laughing now.
Oh, fire ships, you're flying high it seems.
But wait, witness, it cannot be. The Martians are in back of me, surrounding me with beams of energy. Alas, it seems you cannot win. The Martian smiles his evil grin. These games are rigged. They're owned by Martian pigs. But I'll get even, just watch me. I'll build my own game, then you'll see the bad guys will look a lot like me. I'll put it in a Mars arcade and beat those Martians that I played. I know their tricks. I'll do the same. I'll fix those guys. I'll rig my game. They'll get addicted and pay me their quarters till eternity. And then I can afford to play all night and every single day. And I will shout, hip, hip, hooray! I won, 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 I won!
Bye.